Hi guys, I'm Suzanne. Welcome to Between the Showings. I have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and I wanted to talk about 16 items if you're getting ready to go through chemotherapy that you may want to get ahead of time to just feel more comfortable going through the process and being prepared. So I have 16 items. The first one is to buy a wig. This wig was from a wig warehouse and they're not that expensive there. I think this one was around $50, but wigs go anywhere from $50 up to, $5,000 or more, depending upon what you want. And it's a education in and of itself in lace front, lace cap, human hair, European human hair, Asian human hair. There's so many types of wigs that you could get. But to be prepared, if you're going to have a chemo like Taxol, that will create alopecia and you will most likely lose your hair. So this is the way I prepared for that, is to feel comfortable knowing that I had a wig. Number two is have a wig brush so you can get it back out right so it is back ready, especially if you wear hats like I do, but you need to be prepared with that so you can take care of your wig. Another handy item is a wig holder. This one doesn't take up much room in your closet and you can just put it right on here and then hang it in your closet so that way you can see all of the ones that you have and it keeps them just nice off the floor, not letting them get knotted. Okay, number four, soft hats. My hair hurts. My hair, even though I'm basically bald except for these, I've been trying to keep these two strips that are turning into strings now. I'm losing, this is all the hair I have. The rest of my head is bald. But there's little bits of hair here and there. And when it's not going the right direction, which is a lot, it hurts. So I have a whole container full of most of all these things that were purchased were gifts to me from sweet neighbors, friends, and family. But there are a lot of different hats that you can get. This one has like a bill on it. You can get scarves, and these are also good to wear, like a scarf over the wig, toboggan over the wig. Here's like a winter one. It's a good time for me to wear toboggans because it is wintertime and cold. This one is a very soft hat and nice to wear at night to keep my hair from turning weird ways. But anyway, a few soft hats will be nice. You will enjoy wearing them as I have. Number five, lotion for dry skin. This one is for radiation and chemo. My knuckles and some of my joint areas were getting really dry. It's this very creamy texture in here, and that's been nice to have. Okay, let's talk about the cold stuff. We have talked about the neuropathy that you can get in your hands from Taxol, and it's a chemotherapy that runs through my veins for 3 hours. So during those 3 hours, I have to wear frozen gloves and frozen feet. So here are the frozen gloves. It has a place on it that Velcro's open, and these are what you freeze. So you make sure that you freeze them before your chemo day, and that's hard for us to keep enough room in the freezer. But this fits, two of these go in one glove, and I need to switch them out once every hour. So I have to have enough of these to switch out for 3 hours. So you put one side in with the cold frozen part of the glove and then Velcro it back up. And then you put this one in this side of the glove. And then in the middle, your hands don't hit the frozen part. There's fabric in between, but you still need to purchase some cheap gloves. I got these off of Amazon for not that much money, and your hands can go in the middle and they need to stay in there the entire time that you're getting Taxol. but it is really, really cold. So sometimes I have to just take my hands out, warm them up right after I start it. It's just all that cold at once is sometimes hard. I'll let it get warm again, then put it back in here, and usually I'm good to go for that hour once I'm just warmed them up after they got like completely frozen. But without these gloves, I feel like I would be freezing my hands, and I'd have another problem. Instead of neuropathy, I would be freezing them, and so that's why you want to wear the gloves too. Now the other part to this is the frozen socks, and that's these, and the back of it, you put this one in after it's frozen. It's still pretty pliable for you to easily get it in even after it's frozen. They're not frozen right now. And then you put this side in here, and then on this side you just put another little one in the front portion, so it's really getting the back and top of your toes. But just when your feet go in here, and just like the gloves, you want to have socks on. These are some I had gotten from the hospital that have grippies on the bottom. Any kind of socks will work. I have had to have 2 pair before because it was so cold. And you need enough of these as well if you're going to have Taxol or maybe some other of the drugs, that you can have 3 hours worth, because that's what I do. But my chemo is once every 3 weeks. Some people have it once a week, so it just depends on you and your treatment. So if you've been watching this at all, you know that I have been using this cap for trying to keep coolness on my head. And these ice packages, once frozen, you put them in here, and they're labeled by number, like 1, and then there's pockets in here that have the label on it. You could try it if you want. I'm going to tell you, it's not designed to keep hair during chemo, but I tried. So would I recommend it? Nope. I wouldn't recommend it at all. It didn't help me. There are lots of other types of caps that may help, or maybe they say they do help. I didn't get enough time to do all that research to know for sure what I should be doing, and I wish I had have, because I would have loved to have kept my hair. That was a big deal for me. I lost that battle. But you may want to, if you want to look into it way early, because it's hard to, there's not like a store you can just walk into like that. So with that capping device, you have to have appointments, you have to talk about where you need to get your dry ice and all the good stuff. So work on that early if that's important to you. This is a empty Kleenex box that I kept in the bed with me, and it was great to keep the remote in, my AirPods, my glasses, my phone, all those little things I kept losing. It was nice to have this. Everybody in the house knew, put things back in the box. I know my husband's rolled over on it a few times and crushed them, but we keep getting new ones with empty boxes, and it's cheap, and it's just a great way to keep everything. I also kept thank you notes and pins in here. So that way I was right there in the bed for me to reach out to people who I needed to, or write a thank you note to. So that was handy and helpful. On the chemo days, it's cold in that facility, and my chemo treatment is 6 hours. So I brought, and I still bring, this blanket, which is from Restoration Hardware. And I would put it on first, and then I would put this one on that is a prayer blanket that a friend of mine, her church, had prayed over it. So like she says, covered in prayers, which is helpful and so special. This would go on top, and that way it would keep the warmth in. They do have warm blankets in the facility they can give you, but they just don't stay warm that long. So even if you're going to use their blankets, it's nice to have one of your own to put on top of theirs to keep everything warm. This is something I didn't know I needed and was gifted. It is an electric blanket. It's almost like a lap size. And since I received it and plugged it up, it has been on my side of the bed. And if I leave my side of the bed and there's anybody here who's got time, they will be in my bed because it's that cozy. This is not mine, but this is my grandson's, who decided he was going to spend his money to get him one because he liked it so much. But that is so nice when you're in the bed a lot to just be cozy. It's wintertime here, but I still feel like even if it was summer, it would be nice to have that in a cool house. You could still be warm. Get your prescriptions ahead of time, so that way you're ready. Those are for nausea, and they would give me these set times the first 2 days after chemo to take them at 7 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. And I would stay on top of it and continue taking some more nausea medicine the next days where it wasn't required. It's just at your discretion. 7 and 3. 7 and 3. I would just continue taking it and staying on top of it that first whole week, because you don't want to get behind nausea. It's hard to get caught up after that. Okay, there is lidocaine, which is also a prescription that you have to fill before if you have a port. I have a port, and the port is, I don't know if you can see, it's a knot right here. And that port is all internal, and they stick a needle in here whenever I do my chemotherapy. That's where all of the chemicals are going. This lidocaine is to be put on the port where they're going to poke me an hour before. And then you need to put something on top of it. They have given me some of these that stick and keep it from getting on your clothes and from it wiping off. But if you don't have bigger bandages where it won't wipe it off, but it'll keep it on there, press and seal is something you can get from the grocery store, and that will adhere to your skin and keep that lidocaine on there. Another item is Miralax. You really do, and I really need to keep on top of how regular I was. If you're not regular and you know it, and you know that it's been a few days since you've gone and you've been eating a lot or eating, then make sure you do something. And I'm not a doctor, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what happened to me. I was bound up, and that feeling and that nausea was well beyond the nausea from chemotherapy. So I learned, if I haven't gone in a couple of days, I need to take this. You just put some of this salt-looking Miralax in this cap and put it in 4 ounces of water. And you can take it once a day for up to a certain number of days. But it has helped me tremendously. If I haven't gone in 2 days, I'm taking this to feel better. So that has worked well for me. Okay, when you go to your therapy, make sure you take snacks. Snacks for you, snacks for your support person who's going with you as well. And it doesn't even have to be healthy. It's whatever you feel like you can eat or they can eat. I know when I was not eating for like a few weeks, I wasn't eating at all. And I remember when I got to the point where I could eat something, I remember telling the doctors, I can eat a whole little payday. And I was so proud that I could eat it because I wasn't eating anything for weeks. And they were like, who couldn't? But it was a turning point for me. And it was a big deal for me that I could eat that. And that helped me move on to being able to eat other things. So take snacks, take whatever you think you might imagine you can eat and enjoy. It's also good to keep snacks in your bedside table. So that way it's just right there. Sometimes the queasiness you may feel from chemotherapy can also be attributed to an empty stomach if you're not eating. So I keep a banana, granola, some crackers in my bedside table so it's right there and I don't have to get up or ask somebody to get it for me. I think that might be everything that I have on my list. Oh, no, it's not. Two more things. One thing that might seem really odd to some people, and it's not for me, but if you're not into this kind of thing, that's not for you. But having something new on the days that I had chemotherapy to wear did give me something to look forward to when I would go. And it was like a boost of confidence to have something brand new to wear. So I like that. Good for me, it happened right after Christmas, so I had some Christmas gifts that I waited to wear until I went to chemotherapy, so it was nice to have something new. But I think that's kind of like a mood booster, and I enjoyed having and still have something new to wear on those chemo days. And then make sure you have, most people do have their cords for their phones and all their electronic devices right there beside them. But I also have that electric blanket, so we pull the cord around the pole of the poster of the bed, and that way everything has a spot right there where I can get to it easily, and that way everything can stay plugged up and charged. So a lot of what you've seen here today were gifts from those people that I love and that have generously reached out to me, and I appreciate that so much. And even though my world has gone smaller over this time because I'm here at home more than out, my world has also gotten bigger from all the generosity from so many people who come to your aid and just are there for you. And it's beautiful to witness that part of the world. It's hard to receive. It's so easy to give to people. For me, it's hard to receive, and I had to learn that, and I appreciate everything that everybody has done for me. Thank you, guys. I hope this is helpful to anybody who is getting ready to start chemo. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below. I would love to talk to you about my experience if you have any questions. Thanks, guys. Bye.